Hello there, thank you for staying with us and welcome to another edition of Channels Beam. I'm Victor Matthias. Now, at the beginning of the year, statistics released shows that the forecasting for the unemployment rate in Nigeria for 2022. Now, the report estimated the unemployment rate in the year at nearly 33%. That's a 0.5% increase from the previous year at 32.5%. Now, while there are many reasons behind the rising numbers, on the program today, we will be looking at ways the numbers can be reduced. But before we do all of that, let's first of all take a look at the trending topics in the past week. At least 6 construction workers have been trapped in an uncompleted 7-story building which collapsed in Lagos State. The incident occurred at Obaidowu Oniru Street by Abi Maria Hospital, close to Sandfield bus stop in the Lekki area of the state. 3 of the 6 people have been confirmed dead as the joint search and rescue operations continue by officials of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, and National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA. Serena Williams retires after having won 92 matches in Australian Open, 69 in French Open, 98 at the prestigious Wimbledon, and 108 wins at her home Grand Slam US Open. She has won a record total of 23 Grand Slam titles. At this year's US Open, Williams' anticipated retirement was being delayed by one stunning performance after another to delirious cheers of star-studded record crowds. Well, there you go. Those were the trends. It was mixed feelings here and there. But moving on, as we kickstart the show, you can be a part of it. You can just tweet at us at Channels Beam, at Channels TV, at Victor_MBIDI. You can use the hashtag Channels Beam as well as the hashtag unemployment. But joining us now to look at today's topic, we have with us Mercy George Igbafe. She is a certified Microsoft trainer, a professional Scrum Master, and digital marketing professional. She joins us right here in the Lagos studio. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today, as always.
Thank you so much for the honor. I don't take this for granted. Thank you.
You're welcome again. So, I mean, so much is going on as regards unemployment, underemployment, and one of the way out of this, as has always been said, you know, is tech. But hey, I mean, even with tech, we still have those numbers high. How can we bridge that gap, you know, with what we have?
Thank you for the question. How can we bridge the gap? First, you know, back in the days, Nigerians' GDP was $24 billion. Recently, it has risen to 432 billion, you know, our GDP. Anyway, it's not about that. Let me come back to why we have high rate of unemployment. There's quite a lot of problems. And for me, I don't want to focus on the problem. I like to focus on the solution. Why we have unemployment, our education system, it's not properly structured. Number 2, our curriculums are not great. Our children are learning 2 times 1, learning A for apple in 2022. Whereas back in the Asia, from ages 6, they are exposed to tech to start developing product, developing project, and that is a game changer. So, why do we have high rates of unemployment in Nigeria? It stems from, number 1, our education curriculum being a major challenge. Number 2, the lack of tech skills. Yes, Hootsuite released a report in 2021 and January, and it showed that Nigeria was number 1 on social media ranking. Okay? So it means that we are online, but we are not necessarily learning. We are online. We are not learning. Yes, we have a poor educational infrastructure, but you are active online. Question is, what are you learning? So, according to IFC, I always like to put this in. Projection 2030, 230 million jobs in sub-Saharan Africa alone. But there's a major shortfall. 1 in every 70 African has tech skills. Kenya is rising in tech economy, Rwanda. Name all the countries that are embracing tech. Similarly, Nigeria with over 7 billion investment from venture capitalists in Africa. So they understand that, number 1, we have the population. Number two, if we have the right infrastructure provided by the government, that we will change the game. If we can overhaul our education system, then we will change the game. So take, for instance, ASU has been on strike for the last donkey months. I don't even want to go there. Whereas the children of the elite are getting graduated from all these Ivy League schools abroad, and they are demonstrating the opulence on the internet. You understand? My child is a graduate of Harvard, of Yale, of all of these schools. It was built by people. If those schools were on strike, for instance, with their children graduate, whereas an average Nigerian child has been locked up, no thanks to COVID, months on end, now, no thanks to our government, months they've been on strike. No education. Whereas, although they are still online on TikTok, doing some things that are just questionable.
Yeah, but even on TikTok, I mean, we see people make money off these social media platforms.
Yeah. Okay, so let me tell you how TikTok works as a digital marketing professional. So many of them are on TikTok. They are on live. So give the gifter, give the gifter, give the gifter, follow the follow, follow the follow. Are you learning anything with regards to that? I'm on TikTok. I went viral on TikTok for my business. I went viral in the 1 week. Do you know who taught me? My children. I have taught them tech. They understand the nuances of TikTok. I didn't. But they showed me the nuances of TikTok. They are the ones managing my social media. I had somebody come to the office today, and I was saying my 10-year-old, she's on LinkedIn. She's actively helping me manage my social media presence on LinkedIn and other social platforms.
So what should we, I mean...
What should we do? Focus.
Yeah, because you've established the fact that, Nigerians are online. We have
a
high online presence. So what should we be learning?
What should we be learning? Data analytics. Every business has data. Every business owner needs insight to be able to engage with their customers. Every business needs to develop product that is going to target their customers. Data analytics helps you with that because it helps businesses, stakeholders, even you, understand the way the world thinks. Data is the new oil. Machine learning is another skill. Understanding the agile way of working. Because yes, you're a data analyst, you have to work within an agile organization. Do you have what it means to work with an international team, which is what they are using, the agile way of working? So if you don't understand agile or some element of Scrum, take for instance...
So that's the thing, like, people hear agile, they hear Scrum,
yes.
They pretty much might not even understand yet.
They don't.
Because if you say data analytics, it's something that a lot of people have heard. When you say machine learning, when you say artificial intelligence, these are terms that people are quite used to. But when you say Scrum, when you say agile, I'm beginning to think and beginning to wonder what these mean.
Is it about running? No. So those that are working on AI, artificial intelligence, those that are working to produce virtual reality products, those that are working to develop any digital content, like the Zoom, they work using an agile kind of way of working. And under agile has, for now, over 46 frameworks. But the two most popular one is Scrum and is Kanban. What does that really mean? It means, okay, if I had to take 1 year to release a product to the market, using the Scrum framework helps you to release that product within 2 weeks to the customer, get feedback quickly and on time, and in that process, make sure you improve. You use an Apple iPhone or any Android phone. You keep getting updates. It's the process, the framework within which that they use to be able to develop those products that you and I can do an update on. For you to work as a data analyst in an international organization, they have a framework, we have a culture, we have a way that we work. Those are the things that bring those jobs to realization.
Speaking of data, what are the numbers saying in terms of the number of Nigerians that are actively, being engaged, as a result of their taking part in, all of these tech skills and all of that. So, tech opportunities. Where are women doing? How well are women doing? Especially because we understand that, or people believe that tech is a male-dominated space, and more women need to come, into the space and also, make inroads and also make high-flying gains as well. So what are the numbers in that regard?
I'll speak as on my own. I've just said 1 in every 70 African has a tech skill.
Yeah.
So you can equate that. If 1 in every 70 African, how many women are doing that? Let me speak as for Lento, what we have done in the last couple of years, what we have developed. Many women are new to tech. And the fear of tech is something that scares a lot of women. I will say, based on my own data, if we record 800 attendees that register, oftentimes we have 75% of them male. Now, 25% of them are women. Okay? By the time I expose them through our mentorship, through our training, through sharing the opportunity, through the hands-on practical learning experience, the same 25% that got to know about tech, 90% of them end up converting. I don't know if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you have a registration of over 800 people that register for a course. 75% of the registrants are men. For instance, if I have to put a campaign on digital marketing, how to sell online, 80% of those that register are women. But if I say tech skill, learn data, agile, scrum, Kanban, project management office, 75% of registrants are men. For some reason, they get it. Many women think, oh, I can't do this. But the 25% that come through the program, 90% of them end up converting. So many women, you don't know what you don't know until you are mentored, until you are exposed to that world of opportunity where you can actually tap into the resource. I started this career literally 5 years ago. I wish I had mentoring. I had a midlife crisis. I did not know what I wanted to do. And that's a lot of our women. Because they are shouldering being a mother, a wife, a sister. They are nurturers. Many of them are not necessarily ambitious to embrace the tech world. And that's why they are that's why they are removed from the equation of tapping into this male-dominated. I'm a woman. I almost committed suicide last year doing this job because I've had to bootstrap. Every single money I had was put back into the business. It was so hard because I don't have support. So are the story of a lot of women. But there is opportunity. Any woman that gets in here will change the game.
I mean, I'm glad that, you didn't get to that point where you committed suicide. I mean, I have to say I'm glad that didn't happen. But, I'm just trying to browse through, my mind, and I'm thinking, there are so many women just like you in tech, but, in Google and Apple, there are just a lot of them. Nigerians, again. And I'm thinking, because you mentioned something about mentoring.
Mentoring.
Is there any mentorship program?
Yes.
Going on to see that you have more women or you attract more women into the space?
So for us, we do that. There's so many organizations that create such platform. I'll speak Africa Agility. Anu Golpad, she's doing a good job. She has been able to transform young girls into tech and giving them opportunity. There are quite a lot of platforms like Lento in the world doing that, trying to help our young people. Although our own, she's focused on the demography of 18 to 25. I look beyond that because there are many women in my age demographic that do not have the fighting chance to be able to get into this space, but they are experienced business people. They have acumen for strategic thinking. So this is where I come in with the program that we run, a program and some practical that we help you to navigate. It is important because if you don't have a mentor that shows you the path, yes, we have a lot of women in tech. How much help are we rendering to other women? You hear the phrase, women helping each other. I don't see that a lot. It's on the social media as a way of campaign, but in actual reality, it's not the case. So we need to do more to encourage more women in the age demographic from 50 below, even some elements of them above, because they have expertise and they can help with their business acumen revolutionize businesses that are dying and dwindling every day. And women should not be scared of tech. I had a 65-year-old. She was an executive director on our program. And she said, Mercy, what I know today, I wish I knew when I was in my 20s. I would have changed Nigeria. And that's a fact. So is an MD that went through our program, a former MD of a bank. So there is opportunity in the tech space. But where you learn the tech skill is another issue. There are lots of fluff online. You can learn on Google. You can learn on YouTube. You can go watch tech.
So you actually can pretty much be self-taught.
You can be self-taught, but it takes a longer journey.
Indeed. Let me just hold you there for a bit. We need to take a break, and
Okay.
of course, when we come back, we'll look at the economics, of getting into tech. Well, that's in a moment. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. We still have with us Mercy George Igbafe with us here in the studio, and we're looking at, of course, like I said before we went on the break, we're going to be looking at the economics of getting into tech. Mercy, if you take a look at what we have right now in the country in terms of the economy, in terms of purchasing power, in terms of inflation, in terms of, I don't want to go because it's just a lot. For people who are going to be joining or who are going to be trying now to get into tech, both male, female, students who are at home, the economics just don't work. Like how much does it cost to get a hardware, like maybe a laptop or a 5G enabled phone now that we've rolled out 5G in the country? And, to purchase data, to be, if they want to self-learn, to be on YouTube and on Google and all of these platforms, looking at the economics of all of this, how easy will it be, for anyone to take part in this?
The irony is it is easy and it is not easy because the average Nigerian person can't afford a laptop, can't afford a phone. No, they can. I take that back. The reason I say they can is, if you see the average Nigerian youth, they use the most expensive iPhone 13. iPhone 13 is over $1 million. A laptop would probably cost 200 and 300,000. It depends on the specification of the laptop. Minimum, maybe 200,000. So, but not necessarily every Nigerian child can afford it. Some privileged, some that have worked hard, that have understood the dynamics of making money, i.e. through Forex or whatever it is, and they've saved. They have a phone of 1 million. I understand iPhone 14 is coming out. Nigerians are going to buy. We are consumers. They bring those things to Nigeria, they sell. Now, back to the question that you've asked. How easy or accessible are these tools for an average person to buy? According to Insight statistics, it showed that Nigerian mobile phone penetration is over 115%. You wonder, how is it over 100%? You and I, we have like 2-3 phones alone.
I have one.
Yeah, no, some people have two. In my household, we have maybe about 8 or 9 phones. My children, I told you they are my digital marketing professionals. Okay, so they have to work. So in one household, that's the reason that statistic shows that there's over 100%. Because in one household, there's several phones. But does it mean that it has reached every Nigerian? The question is no. And that phone, does it mean that they're active? You see, call somebody, their data is switched off. So let's go back to the real economics. Yes, it is possible. A lot of private organization needs to be intentional to develop the tech talent of Africa. They have to be intentional. Providing these tools, the laptop, phone, they should stop giving us money to go and eat. Give them the tools that they will use to work. Sponsor 10, 20 children. Let them learn tech. Number one, they need a system. Many people are on their mobile. What you can do on a system, on a laptop, you cannot do on the mobile phone. You're restricted. There are tools. You need to collaborate with certain teams. You need those tools to work. You need access to those tools. So I would say yes and no, because I've seen young people, the phone they use, I can't even afford it, that they are using those iPhones. The question is, you buy an iPhone, and you see the avalanche of human hair that they wear on their head alone is over 500,000. That has covered one laptop.
Yeah, so they might be privileged. Some might be privileged. So let's look at those who aren't privileged.
Okay, let's go back to my story. I was never privileged. No father, no mother, nobody to send me to school. Thank God one man just saw me, took me to his house and introduced me to his children and sent me back to school. in 1990. D.U. Awana. I will never forget.
How lucky can everybody be?
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I know, but my situation was different. And not everybody has that. On TikTok, I did a challenge of giveaway. People are begging me for 2,000 naira. So that begs to the question is, how accessible, how affordable are these things for everyone? Not really. But there are some that could change the trajectory, learn the right skills. Because like I told you when we went off break, yeah, we have over 7 billion investment in Africa for venture capitalists. Nigeria took 3/4 of that investment. Now, local jobs are outsourced to Asia, outsourced to Europe. Local talent are looking for work. Secretary, accounting, those jobs are dead. Receptionists, they're dead. What skills can you learn to help organizations increase their ROI? Many organizations in UK, US, they've taken jobs to India. We are now going to India to source for talent. Not because there's anything wrong with it. How about we start developing our local talent? 1 in every 70 African has tech skills. That is staggering for a population of 1.3 billion for the continent. And we are not doing anything. We are sitting on a keg of ticking time bomb. That's why they will turn and go into fraud. They will turn, go into prostitution. They will turn, do all sorts of evil just because they need to make money. But if that money can be made, just sitting in your house for 3 hours, you have made $210 as a data analyst. You have changed the lock. You don't have to be fraudulent. There are jobs, remote jobs opportunity. And let me say this. People think, oh, coming into tech is that easy. It requires your dedication. It requires hard work. You have to be committed to the learning curve. And this is where I would say, yes, there are opportunity if our young people can leverage. Yes, our private-owned businesses can start to say, let's sponsor. I had 10 people sponsored. There was a lady that just gave birth in Abia for our program. A program would have cost way more, but because we have a partnership in scrum.org, makes it so easy, and they reduce the price point that was so high, because there's high barrier to entry because of the fee if you have to learn right. Although you can self-taught, go on YouTube, Udemy, all this learning, Google, Facebook, you can learn if you want to. But the truth of the matter is, many people that went that route, 90% is the drop-off rate. They never see it through. So that mentoring, that
mentoring, training, I guess that's pretty much, the key to all of this, because you even have those who already have the skills, but brain drain again, they decide to, shoot out of the country. But then let's hope, everything turns out well and right. But I have to say thank you for joining us on the show today.
Thank you so much
and sharing your thoughts. Hopefully people would, get in tune and get in line, and also instead of just being at home this period, to do all of that. But again, thanks for joining us on the show. Well, that's where we are. We'll now leave you with the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. I'm Victor Matthias. Thank you for watching. To kick off this week's chart is a dismissal of 2 soldiers by the Nigerian army for murdering a cleric in Yobe State. It is followed by the arrest of an ex-soldier supplying arms to terrorists in Zamfara. Third spot is taken by APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, maintaining that there seems to be some confusion about Nigeria.
You will help build not the institution, but the greatness of a nation. It's on your shoulder, it's on mine, and we must build it together.
In second is Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike taking a swipe at the national chairman of the PDP.
As a chairman of a party who wants to win an election, your business is to bring peace to your party. Your business is not to divide your party. Your business is not to show arrogance to your party.
Now we are talking about ASU strike. During my time too, ASU
while the video of former President Goodluck Jonathan speaking on how swift his administration sorted out an impasse with ASUU takes the top spot.
And I said, how can our students stay out of school for 4 good months? I had to call a meeting of all the leadership of ASUU. And I thought that by being there will help ASUU to do things quickly. But we spent the whole night. Before we finished, it was like 5:30 a.m. before we concluded. And the strike was called off. So there were issues.